lovely. So I thought it was about time that I did a video about my tattoo. Everyone has been asking me, can you do a close-up, can you take some pictures, can you like do a video on it and your experience? And I'm just kind of like, oh, I'll do it when I've got all my tattoos done, because I don't see the point in doing a video for every tattoo I get. But because everyone's going on about it and everyone wants to see it close up and stuff, I thought that I would do a video on my first tattoo, my experience, how it healed, what it felt like and all that jazz. And then when I have like the 4 or 5 other tattoos that I know I want to get, then I'll do like a big video on them and just kind of explaining what they are, rather than like going into detail about like pain and like aftercare and things like that. So if you just want to see my tattoo, then this video is for you, and if you want to know about my experience, then this is for you as well, because I don't know about you, but when I was waiting to have my tattoo done, I was on YouTube all the time looking up people's, you know, footage of having their tattoo done and people's first tattoos and what experiences they had, because it's kind of scary not knowing what to expect, and everyone's experiences is obviously going to be different, like everyone says here, but hopefully this will help, or you'll just enjoy watching this video anyway. So I am going to tell you a little bit more about my tattoo, and then I will kind of go into detail about other things. My first tattoo is on my foot. I had it done on July 4th, I think, and that was a couple of months ago now, and it's all healed and everything. If you haven't seen my tattoo, it's actually a bird cage on my foot, and it's got like little birds flying out of it. If you want to see an actual picture of it, go onto my daily booth. All my links to my Facebook page and my daily booth and everything is in the down bar, so go on my daily booth and it'll be on there. So yeah, I got a kind of vintage style bird cage on my foot. I went to the tattoo place and I printed off just some random images of kind of vintage style bird cages and the kind of like birds that I wanted on my foot, gave them to my tattoo artist, and then she kind of just drew up something for me and I really liked it, so that's what I had done. It's really hard to kind of explain why I had it done, like in my head, like I know why I had it done, but basically I just wanted something that obviously looked pretty, and I think like, is there any kind of picture tattoo that I'm really going to have, maybe bar 1 or 2, but I just don't know, I thought it looked really pretty. I had seen a lot of birdcage tattoos online on people's backs and arms and like wrists and things, but I've never seen one on someone's foot. I mean, there probably is someone, I'm not saying it's 100% original, but no one in my area has like a birdcage on their foot, so I thought it'd be quite cool to have that. But also it kind of symbolises life and like, and not really get caught in a rut and like stuck in like a cage, no pun intended. You know, and to kind of get out there and do what you want and be free. Don't let anyone, you know, put you down, and like, you know, and I kind of feel like the birdcage symbolises my comfort zone, and you know, I've got birds flying out of it because I want to step out my comfort zone and I want to do things, you know, amazing like YouTube, and you know, really like just go all out. And I've kind of learned over the past couple of years to kind of do it for you and don't let someone stop you doing something. I don't know, it's really hard to explain. I actually got it here on my Tumblr, and I wrote like a little quotation and basically to like sum it up. So basically it said, don't let anyone stop you from being who you are. Let yourself fly to reach your highest potential, and most importantly, be free. So yeah, that is what's on my Tumblr to sum it up, because I'm a bit of a idiot and I can't do it. That's it, that's my tattoo. So for all of you that don't want to like listen to the rest of me ramble on about like my first experience, you don't have to, but for all of you that want to, then carry on watching. And what I'm going to do is, when I'm talking you through it, I'm going to show you kind of some footage from when I had it done. It's nothing amazing, I just recorded it on my iPhone, but yeah, I thought you might like to see me have it done. I was on kind of like a 4-week waiting list, I think, and I didn't have to go in for any kind of discussions or appointments between making the appointment and having my tattoo done, because like my tattoo like wasn't very big or wasn't very intricate, so I didn't need to keep going in and checking the design. I literally looked at the design when I went in on the day to have it done. I said, yep, it's cool. But they just did like the purple print, where they like print the purple onto your foot so they can use it as a guideline when they're tattooing. Looked in the mirror, liked the position, loved the tattoo, so I was like, yeah, let's do it. So they sat me down. It was kind of really awkward because I kind of had to have my foot like that like for ages, like had to keep it like in the same position, and like my leg was like twitching like that, and I was like, oh god, I'm gonna mess up my tattoo. So it took about an hour and a half, and you know, it's really hard to sum up the pain. I constantly get asked about whether my tattoo hurt. It's like, it's a pain that's like, it's not agonising, like it's not the sort of pain you get when you fall over and you break your arm kind of thing. It's more of kind of a very irritating scratch. Other people have said it's like a hot cat scratch. To me it just feels like a needle being dragged through my skin, but it actually sounds worse than it is, kind of thing. It's really hard to explain, but it's bearable. It really is bearable, and you just have to think that so many people have tattoos that if it wasn't bearable, hardly anyone would have a tattoo done. I had mine done on my foot, and people were like, that's gonna really hurt, and I was like, well, I'm always jumping in the deep end, and it was alright. You know, obviously the bonier bits of your body are gonna hurt more, and there were certain areas on my foot that did hurt more. So the birds on the side of my foot, like there's one right on the side of my foot which kind of hurt. It didn't really hurt, it was just more kind of awkward, like get off me, like cringe kind of like pain, and that bit hurt the most. And then probably the bit going on to, like, you know, you have like a bony bit on like the bit of your foot there, that bit was the bit that kind of hurt, or was most awkward. I don't want to say hurt because it wasn't really painful, but that's the most awkward bit. And I think the outline is always kind of like the most awkward bit to have done. And then when she was doing the shading in, that was alright. The shading in on like the bottom bit of the cage was alright, like my foot was pretty numb by then. And then the shading of the birds was a bit kind of like, oh, you've gone over one area a few too many times. Can you finish already? I would say on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the most painful, I would probably give it a 3, 3.5. It's just so hard to explain. Plus, because I had it a couple months ago now, probably like 3 months ago now, it's really hard to really exactly remember what it was like. But honestly, like, I could have it done again. My tattoo artist, she just put a little bit of kitchen towel over the top and then taped the sides. Tip for next time I go have it done, I'm going to take my own tape so I can actually wrap the tape around the whole of the cling film, like the whole of the kitchen roll, because it just kept coming off and it was really annoying trying to walk through the high street. You need to actually touch up one of the big birds, the bird nearest to the bird cage, just because it's got a little bit grey from where maybe I've probably knocked off some of the scabbing when it's been healing. But yeah, I hope I've probably missed bits out, but yeah, so afterwards I actually went to the pub with my best mate Amber and my dad. Then I went home, so I was probably home within an hour or two after having my tattoo done. I took off the covering and then I washed it with just some like clean soapy water. I think I used, because I didn't have any antibacterial soap, so I think I used my Simple face wash, just because it's just their normal original Simple face wash, and it didn't upset my skin at all. But I don't know, I wouldn't advise you to go do it because I don't think anyone else has probably used that to clean their foot, but it worked. It got the oiliness of the cream off and things, and then I just damped it really gently dry. I still had like really dirty feet from where the ink had kind of stained my feet a bit, but that comes off in a couple of days. And then I didn't cover it again because I was home for like the next kind of 24 hours afterwards. And then when I needed to go into town and things, I would cover it up with kitchen towel, and then kind of a week later I started using cling film when I was going out to cover it up, because I didn't want people to think I was weird just walking around with a like kitchen towel on my foot. So I wanted people to know that I had a tattoo, but I was covering it for a reason. You're not meant to use cling film as much because it doesn't let your tattoo breathe as much as kitchen towel or tissue or something, but if you do it, then it's absolutely fine, but don't keep it on any longer than like 8 hours or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, I'm just telling you what I've done. Okay, I'm just telling you what I've done. I don't need people to tell me that I did it wrong. You know, my tattoo's fine. Obviously I cleaned it like 3 times a day or something, using my Simple, like lathered up in just water, and then I use Pepanthen. Pepanthen's like nappy rash cream, and they're kind of the best creams to use for tattoos. Like, I know some people use Savlon, Pepanthen, because they're baby cream, and the chances of them upsetting your tattoo is very little. Pepanthen is good to use, and I tried using Savlon, but I feel like it doesn't rub in very well, and I didn't really like the smell or the texture of it, and it didn't really keep my tattoo moisturised very long. Panthenum is amazing. You put it on and it keeps the tattoo moisturised like all day. I think mine healed quite slowly. I was pretty much still a little bit scabby up until I went on holiday, and that was about 5 or 6 weeks after. But by the time I came back off holiday, it was all sorted. The light bit of shading that I had on the bottom of the birdcage didn't really scab at all. I think it was just a thin layer of skin. The bit that took the longest was the actual birds, because they were like really like heavily shaded in. I had my tattoo done at a place called Wild Cherry in the town next to where I live. If any of you guys are wondering, because I know a few people actually watch me from where I live, and so you'll know what I'm talking about when I say Wild Cherry. Is that it? When you're having your tattoo done, I found that the first kind of couple of minutes, like, I was sitting there going, oh my god, because it's kind of a really weird pain, like, and you kind of have to get used to it. And then after like the few minutes, you know, I was just sitting there on Twitter, on Facebook. My tattoo cost me £70. I think they should have charged me a little bit more, but because I'm there all the time, they give me a little bit discount. If you've got any more questions, leave a comment on this video, but I hope I've covered it all. I think that's it, and I hope I haven't missed anything out, and I hope you enjoyed kind of seeing the footage that I had. I know it wasn't anything special, and I hope some of your questions were kind of answered, and I'm probably going to edit this and be like, crap, I missed something out. But yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye.